Hello, my name is Jacqueline Zamora and my presentation is on morphology, the structure of words. Introduction. Morphology is a study of words and their parts. Morphemes, like prefixes, suffixes, and base words, are defined as the smallest meaningful units of meaning. Morphemes are either combined together or used on their own to create meaning. Morphology is an important aspect of language, revealing how words are formed and function within a language. It helps in understanding vocabulary and grammar. Common errors include confusing morphemes with syllables or misunderstanding their significance. Morphology can be taught through word breakdown exercises, which enhances vocabulary skills and helps students tackle challenging words, contributing to language proficiency by focusing on word structure. Morphemes, free and bound. There are free morphemes. They can stand by themselves as single words. There are also bound morphemes, which are those forms that cannot normally stand alone and are typically attached to another form. Bound morphemes are also known as affixes, being the prefixes and suffixes of words. An error that can occur in students not being able to recognize bound morphemes and getting them confused with free morphemes. Free and bound morphemes can be taught by having the students practice identifying them in various words. This will help students further understand how they interact with one another and the differences between both morphemes so that they can identify each one when looking at various words. Morphology mastery is crucial for comprehending word formation, which improves spelling, vocabulary, and grammar skills. Morphemes, lexical and functional. There are two categories for free morphemes, which are lexical and functional morphemes. Lexical morphemes are the primary content of a sentence, while functional morphemes structure it. Lexical morphemes are ordinary nouns, adjectives, and verbs that convey messages. Examples include words like girl, man, house, and break. These free morphemes can be added to the language, making them an open class of words. On the other hand, functional morphemes such as conjunctions, prepositions, articles, and pronouns are a closed class of words in the language, consisting mainly of words like and, but, when, because, on, and in. These morphemes are rarely added to the language. A common error for lexical and functional morphemes is that they may get overlooked and are not taken seriously, which then leads to grammatical errors. This can be taught by teaching students the differences between both and how they are used properly. Then, having them practice identifying both of them and using them in sentences. Understanding lexical and functional morphemes helps students develop complex sentences and improves writing skills. Morphemes, inflectional and derivational. There are also two categories for bound morphemes, which are inflectional and derivational morphemes. Inflectional morphemes change what a word does in terms of grammar, but does not create a new word. For example, the word pass has many forms. Pass, which is the base form, passing, which is the present progressive form of pass, and past, which is in past tense. Derivational morphemes are different to inflectional morphemes, as they do derive or create a new word, which gets its own entry in the dictionary. Derivational morphemes help us create new words out of base words. For example, we can create new words from agree by adding derivational prefixes like dis to make the word disagree, or add suffixes like meant to make the word agreement. A common error for this concept would be misidentifying derivational as inflectional morphemes and vice versa. Inflectional and derivational morphemes can be taught by showing students examples of how these morphemes alter words and meanings. Students will be able to practice identifying them and showing comprehension through a mini quiz. Understanding these morphemes is crucial for students to learn syntax and expand vocabulary. Morphs and allomorphs. Morphs, the actual forms used to realize morphemes. Example, the plural morpheme can appear as S or ES. Allomorphs, a group of different morphs, all versions of one morpheme, can use the prefix allo and describe them as allomorphs of that morpheme. Example, plural morphemes in cats, which the S just makes a sound, dogs, which the S makes the Z sound, and buses, which the ES makes is. Morphs and allomorphs demonstrate the flexibility and adaptability of morphemes in various linguistic settings. Morphs are the morphemes of a word you can see or hear. Allomorphs are just different ways these morphemes can show up, or the different sound a morpheme has. A common error would be confusing morphs with allomorphs or not recognizing context-dependent variations. This can be taught by using examples of morphs and allomorphs in various words to highlight their differences and having students practice with different words to identify the difference. Mastering language variation and pronunciation is needed for proficient language use, and understanding these concepts is key to achieving this goal. Morphology in other languages. Different languages use unique processes to form words. Ganda, prefixes omu for singular and aba for plural nouns. Example, omu sawu, aba sawu for doctor, and then doctors. For the Tagalog language, it uses infixes and reduplication to mark verbs. Example, basa, bumasa for read, read. Morphology varies greatly across languages, with different methods used to convey similar ideas like tense, pluralization, or noun formation. Awareness of morphological processes supports students' linguistic skills, improving their ability to learn and apply grammar rules. Thank you.